Hello Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 9 of Cups, beautiful energy. This is one of the best cards of the tarot pack, right? This is abundance. This is radiant joy and fulfillment and satisfaction and pleasure on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative planes. This is it. This is everything, right? This is a life that is being lived absolutely to the fullest, right? It's your pursuit of happiness. It's you following your bliss. Yeah. This is the dream that keeps on dreaming, the happiness that keeps on happening. This is the life that we all want to live. And here it is, your very first card. Are you living the life you want? Are you pursuing the life you want? Okay. I think that we're always meant to be pursuing the life we want and getting a little closer, but we keep pursuing it. Once we think we have it, we keep going, you know. There's no limit. It keeps on living. Yeah. Got to put this card into some context, okay? How is this one? And I think that you're a very optimistic person. I think that you do feel as if you're living a life that is pursuing your bliss, pursuing your happiness, okay? How full these cups are right now, I don't know. But I know that you're living a purposeful life, an intentional life. Okay? I think you're very generous. I think you have a very warm heart. I think you want to connect with people. I think that you want to have a very well-rounded life. You want to have physical, financial abundance, but also the mental, emotional, spiritual, creative stuff too, right? Let's put that card into some context. Let's get some more energy out on the table. Now we've got the High Priestess. The High Priestess is trying to show you the way. So the High Priestess is saying right now, hey, you want to live your best life. You want to follow your dream, follow your bliss, pursue your happiness. You got to follow me. Follow your intuition here. So there could be something taking place right now that you're not fully aware of, that maybe we're so blissed out, right? That there's something we might miss. It feels like the next steps are critical, crucial for you. Okay? High Priestess is kind of trying to flag you down, saying, hey, you got to follow me. Okay? So that we don't stumble or take a wrong turn or get to a dead end or something like this. Okay? Let's do for you quickly an angel number card. Your angel number is 0303. Taking chances. Success, knowledge, friendship, impatience, freedom, and optimism. When chances present themselves, seize them and do something out of the ordinary, whether in your professional or personal life. You will find success by welcoming creative impulses and having faith in your own abilities. Trust in chance and take risks on opportunities that could change your life for the better. Maybe that is what the High Priestess is trying to show you, not so much how to avoid a stumble or a wrong turn, but how to take the right turn. She's kind of saying, because look, the High Priestess is card number 2. What's right behind her? Card number 3, which is the Empress, which is paradise, which is, oh my gosh, absolute bliss, right? Which is completely mind-blowing success. So it could be that the high priestess is trying to lead you down a path where you're going to really level up a lot quicker. Okay? Trying to maybe show you a shortcut. Let's see. Let's put the rest of our cards out here. But I like our angel number 0303. Taking chances. Yeah. Sometimes the shortcut isn't the best way to go, right? We've got the universe card underneath everything. We've got a fixed air energy, a prince of swords, a two of swords, and interesting, a princess of cups. That's pretty, I like that. I like a princess of cups in the future position. It kind of feels as if we're following our real desires, right? We're following just these new emotions that are welling up, these new interests that we have, right? And we're sort of, we're following following the intuition, following the high priestess, leading us toward perhaps joy and pleasure and success and achievement, leading us towards some of these cups we didn't even know we wanted, right? Leading us toward the fulfillment of dreams, the fulfillment of wishes and aspirations that we thought were just, childish dreams from back in the day. No, these are real. The high priestess is your guide through your own imagination. Yeah. And I think in a way showing you that there's really no limit to what you can achieve right now. If you use your imagination and follow, the high priestess and take these risks and do something out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's Princess's imagination. This is that card. If there is anything that I can pray over for you or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. We'll do the rest of our cards. We got the Hierophant. We got a 5 of swords, a 2 of pentacles, and a 5 of cups. This is pretty straightforward here. Okay. Following the intuition, right, is how you are manifesting new and unexpected joys, right? Just the sky's the limit. Your if you can dream it, you can enjoy it, right? The path of the serpent, however, is showing an alternative. If we follow the Hierophant, right? If we doubt, if we criticize ourselves, we doubt ourselves, and we have this sort of negative internal dialogue. If we say no to things, if we don't take chances, right? If we don't seize the opportunities, if we don't do anything out of the ordinary, right? If we don't welcome our creative impulses, if we don't have faith in our own abilities, then we're not changing our lives for the better. We're running headlong into disappointment. Okay. And so it's showing us two alternatives here. We could follow the high priestess, imagination, right? Uniqueness, creativity, following your own kind of creative will, following your intuition, or following the tried and true guaranteed method. Okay, this is interesting here. If we follow the intuition, we can experience unimaginable joys like never before on earth, right? If we follow the Hierophant, we sort of know what we're expecting. This is the guaranteed path, but it's less than your potential, right? We could follow the intuitive creative path. It's less guaranteed, it's less familiar, right? And it requires trust and faith and sort of, taking chances. But it leads to the manifestation of all of these unimaginable joys, hopes, wishes, and dreams, right? Unimaginable fulfillment. So we could take the very tried and true path, take the well-trodden path toward a goal. We know what the goal is, not really going to blow us away with pleasure, right? But at least it's guaranteed. We could take the the non-guaranteed route and achieve something infinitely better. But there's no promises, right? And I think that's why we got a Two of Swords up there. It's kind of like, which way do I go? Your next steps are critical. Your next steps are critical. I think it is kind of two different paths. There is a fork in the road. It's a bit of a crossroads here. Well, I can go this way or this way. I can follow your creative intuition, follow that high priestess. You know, she's going like this, saying, I know the way to the Empress. You're thinking, okay, do I go that way, or do I go? The Hierophant is saying, don't trust the high priestess. The high priestess is lying to you. Of course, the high priestess is saying, don't trust the Hierophant. The Hierophant is lying to you. What do we do? Right. Well, we select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. It's going to go right here. And our very own Kelly Kapoor right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the end. It will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments down below. Okay. Let's look around the room here. Three major arcana energies. Okay. We know about the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Okay. In some ways it's the Pope and the Popess, right? The priest or the priestess. We've got the Universe card right in the middle. And it's also underneath everything. This is kind of what's going on inside of you. It feels that right now you're a little bit uncertain, you're a little bit lost. Sometimes in the Universe card, we don't know which way is up. When you're in the zero gravity of outer space, there is no up or down, left or right, forward or backwards. It's just, it's weird, I bet. You know, from what I can imagine, it's rather disorienting. We don't know if we're coming or going. We don't know which way is the right way. Okay. And that's a feeling that we have inside, where we don't know who to trust. We don't know which way to go. We also have this feeling, I believe, of an expansion of opportunities, more and more potential, right? But with that expansion, with that growth, we also tend to get further and further away from certainty, further and further away from the familiar. Okay? World stays small. You stay connected. You stay in your hometown. You know everybody. You know where everything is. You could drive those streets blindfolded. That's how I feel about my hometown. Milpitas, California. I haven't been back there in years, but I could still close my eyes and I can drive down every single street. And I remember the plants that were there, and I remember the houses and everything. It's that familiar. It feels like home. It feels so connected with the stores. And I probably don't know all the people anymore, but still I'm sure there's a lot of the same people there. But as our world expands and gets larger, we find ourselves in new places. We don't know everybody. We're a stranger in a strange land. And that's kind of the risk that we take, following our intuition, following our creative will, following our imagination, following our desires and our heart, following our own sense of purpose, going our own way. Feels like we're kind of gambling here out in outer space. We don't know if it's the right way or not. We don't know if we're going to find our home and find comfort and find connection. With the Hierophant, it's saying you keep your world small. You accept this little bit as your lot in life. And I promise that it's going to feel very cozy in there. You know. Sometimes cozy is just a euphemism for claustrophobic. Right? It's like when you're looking at the real estate things. Oh, this is a cozy fixer-upper. It means it's a tiny little shack. Maybe we want that coziness. We want that, even if it's smaller, even if it means less experience, less fulfillment of our desires, at least we have that familiar, safe connection. Or on the other hand, we're going to take a risk. We're going to go out into the vast, infinite universe, and I'm going to explore every possible path that I can that's going to lead me to that empress. And if that high priestess is saying that they know the way, I got to try. Yeah. But your next step is going to be very critical, right? So we've got our three major arcana energies. We don't have any fire right now because I think you haven't taken that step yet. I think we're still kind of trying to pick a path. We're still trying to figure out who we're going to listen to, okay? We sort of are right now, we're just sort of floating out in space here, zero gravity, right? And if there's a little nudge, then we're going to go in a particular direction, a nudge in the other direction. We need our rocket boosters, or we need the little thrusters. Not the big rocket, but the thrusters, right? Because if something taps you when you're in outer space, you're just going to go in that direction until something taps you in a different direction, right? Because of inertia, momentum. But if you had your own thrusters, if you have your fire energy here somewhere, you could sort of nudge yourself any way you want to go, right? Thinking of the space vacuum of space, you know. So maybe fire energy should be the mystery card, I think. So anyway, we've got no fire, but we do have water and water. We've got kind of infinite happiness, always pursuing more and more fulfillment and satisfaction and abundance, right? Which is basically what the high priestess is sort of saying, hey, I know the way. And the way is through you exploring your imagination, following these desires and these interests that you have that are going to take you around the world a dozen times. The other water energy is the Five of Cups. Or not, right? Or we don't have change, or we don't believe that it's possible, and we accept the dictates or the mandates and the sort of institutional success, the tried and true textbook, you know, if that's what you're looking for. Neither path is right or wrong. But it is all about this water energy here, the Princess of Cups. This is the axis mundi. This is the central point of the tarot table today. It's the pole star. It is the only fixed point. All these other energies are swirling around. This is the only thing that doesn't move. That is the fact that you have desires in you. You want things. You want experience. You want connections. You want love and life and mystery and romance and excitement and intrigue and exploration. You want and need and desire and wish and aspire to things. You have dreams, hopes, goals, and wishes in you. Okay? And the high priestess is trying to lead you toward the fulfillment of those. But it's a risk. It's taking you away from the familiar. Okay? And we, of course, have our air energy. I think for a long time with this fixed air energy here, with the Prince of Swords, I think for a long time you've been on a steady course. And maybe it was a steady Hierophant course. That you've been sort of, you're on a particular track. And for whatever reason now, the track is sort of splitting in two directions. And it's kind of like tried and true but boring over here, and dark, scary, but much more exciting over here. And for whatever reason, you're being presented with this sort of choice, right? This crossroads or this fork in the road, whatever it is. I guess it'd be a fork, I guess, right? And it's, in a way, it's sort of disturbing because it's upsetting this straight course that you've been on. Yeah. Maybe for the longest time, you always knew what your life was going to be, what you were going to do, and that was that. It's like it was already written before you were born. Yeah. But now your life is either promising to take you in different directions or threatening to take you in different directions, depending on how we look at it. But either way, it seems like it's a volatilizing of the fixed, this fixed air energy. You believe you're meant for one thing, you believe this is your path, and we're on this track. Now that's all getting shaken up. Okay? And it's disorienting. That's why there's this universe card underneath everything. It's disorienting. It's making us feel lost. It's making us feel like I don't have a track, I don't have a path. I don't know where I am. I don't know which way is up. And then the decision, the Two of Swords comes in, and we can make a rational decision. Two of Swords, we can weigh the options and see, like, is the potential for that Nine of Cups or that Empress life, is that worth the risk? Or on the other hand, would I rather have something that's sort of guaranteed and already established, already mapped out for me, even if it's not as grand or as marvelous or as monumental, but at least it's something solid, you know. We can do the math. I think we'll do the math until the cows come home. We can take the rational route, or we take the irrational route. We could follow that lunar energy at the very top, that little tiny lunar crescent, which is, by the way, the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the car that rules the full moon, or at least the waxing moon, right? The opening of our third eye, the widening of the psychic aperture, the dawning of that intuitive perception, okay? Or we could go the rational way, right? Rational or irrational? How do we decide? Okay. It's not easy, but I know that it's serious, and I know that the next step you take, whichever path you put your foot on, is kind of, it's going to suck you in. It's going to be a portal. For the mystery card, I'm thinking it should be fire, but I'm thinking it should be the Eon card, which is a pure fiery energy, but it's a portal to the future, that once you take a step through that doorway, that door shuts and locks, and it whisks you away to a new future. Okay? It's kind of a, I don't know, a hyperspace or something, where you just suddenly find yourself in a different quadrant of the universe, like we're in Star Trek or something, yeah. Warp drive. It is the warp drive. But in the future position, we have all of this desire, all of these things that you want. You want to experience new people, new places, new things, new love, new romance, new intrigue, mysteries, all these things, right? I think you're somebody that I think you love to read. I think fiction more than anything. I think you like to be transported to all these other places. You probably like sci-fi novels and mystery novels and romance novels and thrillers, right? You like all of these things because you sort of want a life that has all of these things, but it's very irrational. It's very impractical. Maybe you're longing for a life that is more free and imaginative. This is a life that is fixed. This is saying, I'm a, I don't know, hairdresser, a cosmetologist. I am a data entry. I did data entry for a long time. I'm a data entry person, or I'm a business person, or I don't know, whatever, engineer, right? Truck driver. That is it. That's the path. It's very fixed. This is saying, I want to be, you know, a detective. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be an explorer. I want to travel the world. I want to be an inventor. You know, all these other things that it's just kind of things we read about in novels, you know, but we all desire these kinds of things. More or less, you know, to some degree. The longer we stay fixed in a particularly prescribed course, Hierophant energy, the more difficult it is to allow ourselves to dream and to feel and to aspire, you know? Nothing better than getting involved in a really good book that just does sort of warp drive you away to a different reality. But then here's the high priestess saying, come this way. You can have that kind of reality. You can live a life that is full of mystery or intrigue or romance or sci-fi or whatever you want. One or more or all of these things. But it's your choice to live that way and to perceive yourself and your life in that way. Or not. Or Hierophant. Hierophant says, this is the way of the world. This is what you're supposed to do. You pick a path, you stay on it, you succeed. You're born, you live, then you die. That's it. Okay? Stop trying to do more. Stop trying to be, stop trying to live out these fantasies of your life. That's what they are. But with this card as the very center of the table, it's hard to deny that we have these desires and these fantasies. But I think the High Priestess is opening you up to the idea that for you to really have satisfaction and happiness and fulfillment in life, it's not even really about the success, the traditional success of life. Okay, then I can retire, then I can die. Done. I've succeeded in my life. No, I think that doesn't even matter to you. I think what really makes you happy, what really speaks to your soul, is to have these fantasies, to feel as if you're living a life of magic and mystery, fantasy and love and hope and dreams, you know. That seems to mean more to you than the disappointing or dissatisfying traditional Hierophant kind of life, right? The Hierophant is the teacher. The Hierophant is what we've been taught our entire lives. And we've been taught that this is life, this is the dream, this is what you're supposed to do. You go to school, then you get a job or career, and you work. You either have a family or you don't, and then you retire, and then you sort of whittle away your last few years, and that's it. Then you're done, right? And that's a very productive little ant, very productive human resource, okay? But it's not always fulfilling, okay? Now maybe it is. Maybe that does feel fulfilling to you. Maybe you want that kind of long-term career, steady career, and then you want to be able to retire, have a couple of good years, and that's it. There's no right or wrong here. Okay, there's no value judgments. What do you feel? What is your Princess of Cups saying to you? What are you feeling? I feel like everything in this reading is swirling around, but the only thing that stays fixed, truly stays constant, is these desires that you have. It could be one day we want a life that is free and we're pursuing our desires and we are this adventurer in our own imagination. Other days we want the life that is just sort of predictable and steady and stable and, you know, I kind of know where my life is going and that's it. So we've got a 5 of Swords in the environment. How are your relationships lately? I feel like there's a growing frustration. I feel that we find ourselves kind of disagreeing with things more. This is a card of defeat, though. This is the card that kind of says, sometimes I try to pursue my dreams, and the world stands right up and says, no, you don't. Yeah. And so we're already kind of feeling as if our dreams are being squished before we even really get started. Everywhere we turn, we're seeing do not enter signs. You know, every time we have an impulse to pursue something else in life, it seems as if there's something in our environment that can feel us trying to wake up and rushes in to try to tell us, oh, go back to sleep. You know? It's like we're starting to have a dream, and so we're starting to move around in our sleep. And then in comes our parent to kind of wake us up and say, oh, you were dreaming. And it's like, yeah, I know. Leave me to it, please. You know? But the card that we really are interested in is this 2 of Pentacles. It's the card we don't want. We don't want we don't always want change. And that's the thing about the Hierophant, is that it's very tempting to live a kind of, I don't know, what you want to call it, a predictable life or a conforming life or a traditional kind of thing. We don't always want change. We like things to stay kind of constant. We like things to stay fixed and, you know, rather stable and rather predictable. I wonder if this is going to be the Moon card here. But we realize we need the Two of Pentacles. Otherwise, life's going to continue to be disappointing. That we're going to continue to have these fluctuating waves of pleasure and pain, pleasant emotions and unpleasant emotions. And that's just the regular flow of life, you know. And even those pleasures and even those pains, the pleasant and the unpleasant, are just kind of like too routine. They're even too predictable, right? Those are not the same as that Nine of Cups. Now, the Nine of Cups, yeah, of course, there's going to be pleasure and pain. There's going to be unpleasant things. It's not just, well, we get in that Nine of Cups and it's just all bliss all the time. No, it may even lead us to more extreme emotions, that our joys are going to be, you know, the highest peaks of joy that we've ever experienced, you know, that is even known to humankind, right? And of course, our disappointments, our unpleasant emotions, might be equally as intense, okay? But they are miles above what's going on down here, right? It's kind of like if you fail, you're landing a lot higher than anybody else even succeeds. You know, that your sorrows even are going to be highest or higher than the peaks of joy on the other path. Okay? It really is a transcendence here. I want to look at the mystery card. I feel like you've got this, your path is sort of splitting up into two. Which universe are we going after here? So with the mystery card, I'm kind of expecting fire. I want that Eon card. That's saying we're making a choice and we're just getting sucked in. We're warp driving off to that new reality, right? Where you are allowing yourself to dream, right? That you are, that you're living out these deepest desires and fantasies and the different adventures, right? Or I'm thinking the Moon card, maybe too. Because the Moon card is kind of, we are taking that step, but now we're still sort of disoriented. This kind of feels like the Moon might be a little bit more of the realistic card, but maybe it'll just be the Empress, right? Let's see what we have. It's a Four of Wands. Interesting. Now, the Four of Wands is the closing off of a cycle. It's completion, it's closure. This card, when you look at it, you can't tell if someone is coming or going. Are those people there, are they waving hello to greet you? Or are they waving bye, have a good journey? Well, I think both. I think it's the ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. Yeah. I feel like we are, I think we're getting done. We're wrapping up something. And maybe what we're wrapping up is this fixed air energy. We're saying, okay, look, you know what? You've been there, you've done that. So this could be that departure. Okay. It is a card of completion, right? It's a card of endings, really, right? But it's also a card that tries to show the impermanence of things, the coming and going, the constantly in and out coming and going of energy. So really it's a way of saying that there's no better time than the present to start following your dreams. What have you got to lose? You know? Everything is impermanent. That we are given a finite amount of time and space here. So let's make the most of it. Let's follow our dream. Let's use our imagination. Let's be creative. Let's think outside the box. The world needs more geniuses, needs more people that are thinking creatively, that are willing to follow the intuition and follow the high priestess to what could be unimaginable heights of joy and success and pleasure. Yeah. So I see this as a departure from kind of the normal life. Yeah. I feel like this is you saying, sorry, I had fun here, but now I've got to continue my journey. I can't stay. This is like a motel. We weren't meant to stay here forever. We're meant to be there and learn the lessons and enjoy our time there and do whatever work we're supposed to do. And it's kind of like, okay, well, I've got to keep going now. Time for me to hit the road. Yeah. We're going to do an extended reading if you want to stick around. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Aquarius Thursday and Sunday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.